What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. Would appreciate a like, subscribe, comment down below. Would love to see you engage, and thanks for watching. Okay, I might put this video on Thursday because I'm recording this a week before Thanksgiving, and I am of the belief that I think in prepping for this episode and thinking about this topic a lot, I believe that the ultimate response to hatred is gratitude. And with Thanksgiving being this week, we must do what we can to remain grateful, even if our world is more hateful than ever. Like when you think about it, man, we have so much to thank God for and to thank ourselves for, but more importantly, to thank God for and to thank our family for and to thank our friends for. Like we have a lot of good things going for us right now as a country, as a people, as a person that's watching this. You're alive, you're on a computer, you have an internet stream. Like when you really think about it and you really get granular, the amount of things in your life daily that have to go right for you to live a functional existence that we should be grateful for, but we're not grateful for, is pretty astounding. Electricity, running water, internet connection, electricity, gas in your car, a car to drive, all the things that we like to bash and everything like that. We need to be a lot more grateful than we are, because I think gratitude is really a great disinfectant. It's probably the best disinfectant other than love against hatred. So I love this time of year, not only because I get to see my family and my friends and we get to eat a lot of food together and talk about stuff, but it allows you, if you're a wise person, to reflect and get perspective on where you are and what you need to do to get ahead. Because you can't do that if we can't look backward to move forward. And so the whole holiday of Thanksgiving, at the end of the day, was meant to be a celebration of gratitude for doing immensely difficult things. That's what it was meant for. And I know I was actually in a conversation with my parents about this on the other night, and we were talking a lot about hard work and young people and things like that, and a bunch of different things. And there's a lot of criticism about all generations of people. I think young people have a part to play in this, but there's older Americans that feel this way too, about are Americans hardworking people? Like there's all this talk about immigration and we need hard workers and they're not built in America and things like that. I think all of that coming from everywhere is really misguided and malicious, to be honest, because I do think that Americans are still a very hardworking people. Americans work really hard. And so no matter really what you hear and, about, hard work and Americans are lazy and young people this and old people and boomers and Gen X and this and that, or Gen Z, whatever, I still think that's true. And the vast majority of people I know work very hard to live a good life and to be a good person and to work hard at their job and to work hard in their marriage. And what I like to say is that the world is filled with mostly people doing the best they can with what they have. And I still think that that's accurate. I still think that's true. And so I think what Thanksgiving allows for is an opportunity to give the right things credit for just how far you've come, and to celebrate that and to celebrate other people with the people that you love. And I think this has a really nice contrast actually with hateful people, because hateful people, the one commonality with all of them is that at their core, they're tremendously ungrateful. Tremendously ungrateful. All of them, to a person, have things that they could be blessed for in their life. All of them. But none of them ever acknowledge it. None of them ever talk about how lovely their wife is. None of them, listen to some of the people that I've talked about. None of them talks about how wonderful their church service was this weekend. None of them talk about it. Truly hateful people, because they're so blinded by their rage, by their anger, by their malice, by their hatred towards the thing that they're against. And so what we can't allow for is for hateful people to steal our gratitude and what you have to be grateful for. No matter what that thing is in specific, whether that's your family, whether that's your job, and you should be grateful for everything, in my opinion. But that's, I think, the true sin of hateful people. I'm not all comparing hateful people to the devil, but John 10:10 says the thief, the devil, comes to steal, kill, and destroy, so that you cannot have life to the full. Hatred does the same thing. It steals, kills, and destroys. Joy, peace, happiness, everything. It wrecks all of it. And so what I would encourage you guys all is to really reflect and to be grateful. Put down a piece of paper, get on a Google Doc, and write down some things you're grateful for today. It's Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to put this on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a very important holiday for this reason. It's one of my favorite holidays for this reason. And finally, what I think I'll end with is that the ultimate resting place of gratitude is the opposite of hate, which is love. And there's a great, Bobby Kennedy had this line that I thought was wonderful that he said, was that we needed, when he endorsed Donald Trump a couple months ago, or not a couple months ago, over a year ago now, back in August of 2024, we need to love our kids more than we hate each other. We need to love more than we hate. We need to be more grateful than what we don't like. I think that's one of the great lines I've ever heard a politician, which is ironic because a lot of them are hateful people and they don't want the best for people, and that's fine. Don't want to get into that discussion now. But I think it's one of the great lines you've ever heard from a political leader, a politician. And we as value-driven people, we must create a proper ground for that to flourish. And we will ultimately, if that happens, we will be in a better place because of that, if we allow that to be our posture. And I think we should allow that to be our posture, because to not would be to throw in the towel on our fellow citizens, on the country, on everything else that we hold dear. And I think that would be a very big mistake, because no one is irredeemable. No one is outside of our redemptive eye. No one, like it. And if we believe that, we've already lost. We need to be grateful for what we have, and therefore we will spread love by doing so, by encouraging that in each other.